Good morning. Thank you for coming to this professional development today. We are here to talk about graphic organizers. On the needs assessment survey, it came out as high interest, and it also correlates with our school mission statement. All right, when you look at this picture, the great and powerful graphic organizer, what images come to your mind? Yes, powerful, possibly overwhelming, out of control. We're going to talk about all those things. But before we get started, I want you to look at this fun graphic organizer that's in the shape of a heart. It might look rather elementary, but I did this with my class of adults, AB1, and they loved talking about themselves. So I passed out some at everyone's desk, and fill in it the best that you can. There's colored pencils. You can color it in, and then we're going to share out if a few people have something that they want to say that they like, a thing, a person, and go ahead, get started. All right, I'm going to start off. A place I love is Lake Tahoe, one of my very favorite places. Anybody have a place they want to share? A person? A thing? Thank you. This is fun to do at the beginning of a semester or quarter or of new students, and you can use it to decorate your room and really get to know your students. So this is actually a graphic organizer also. All right, graphic organizers, what are they? Tools that help your brain think. And we know that our student population has missed a lot of the steps of organizing material, remembering, and this gives them a system and a format to help them think. When they start realizing that it's something that helps them and they can achieve at it, they embrace it. Okay, this slide, next slide, talks about how our students will benefit from graphic organizers. And you can read a lot of it yourself, but one of our goals for all of our PLCs is to improve writing. And a graphic organizer can really help them follow a map to write a paragraph, to write an essay, and it's very useful. It's across all curricular areas, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. What I love about graphic organizers is they can be used before instruction, during instruction, after instruction. In other words, as assessment and learning that is an assessment along the process, not just the end result. It's a great tool to check for understanding and to make sure there isn't segments that you need to reteach. All right, I just want to get some feedback about your experience with graphic organizers. What ones are you familiar with? What have you used in the classroom that's helped you? Okay, discuss it at your table groups, and then we're going to share out some of those ideas. Okay, the first one is a KWL chart. What you know, what you want to know, and what you've already learned. This is a great one for engaging students' prior knowledge, to keep them invested and engaged in the lesson along the way, because they have a job to do. This particular graphic organizer was taken from our Spark 3000 website. It can be used before reading a Spark article or an Edge story. Students will share what they already know about the topic, prior knowledge, and record that in the first column. This also helps them with their confidence, because they'll realize that when they're reading a story or reading an article that's an information-based article, that they already know some things about it. And this gives them then it gives them a chance to write what they want to know. I like to use these in table groups, and a lot of times when they're sharing and collaborating, they'll realize that, oh, wait a minute, I know that also. All right, the next one is a Frayer model. And this is a great one to introduce vocabulary in all subject matters, but it's also really great for scaffolding for ESL students, vocabulary. Can I have some examples of how you've used Frayer model? It can be used in many different settings. This presentation is going to be in two parts, and once we go through different examples of graphic organizers, we're going to do one all together, and it's going to be a Frayer model, but it's going to be to talk about two different viewpoints, and it will be the springboard to writing a persuasive essay. So that we will do all together. Okay, the next one, cluster. This is a great way also to access students' prior knowledge and to build background knowledge before you start a new topic. A cluster can also be used to brainstorm ideas or to organize ideas before writing. Remember, graphic organizers help students think about what they're thinking. Anyone have any experience with using a cluster graphic organizer? Okay, great. I love the cluster organizer for science, history, but it can really be used for anything. Okay, the next one is a both sides matrix, and you can see that the instructor has completed some portions of this graphic organizer before presenting it to the students, and that's another way that you could adapt it to your own specific needs. I look like I didn't go far enough. Here we go. All the graphic organizers in Spark can be opened in Word so that you can customize it to meet your students' needs. This one is also a great one, along with the one that we're going to do an example of, to get students ready for the GED writing prompt. But I really feel like the direction that we're going as a school is to start graphic organizers in the AB1 classes, so by the time they get to the GED class, they're familiar with it. It's a common routine that they've been using, and they'll be much more confident with it. So this is an example of language arts and a both sides matrix. Is there any examples and ways that you can give that you used the both sides matrix in your lessons? that's a great one. All right, thank you. We're going to continue this tomorrow, and we will come back and as a group and go over doing a graphic organizer together. Thank you.